Hello, Simone Chin. Welcome to our video interview series. It is such a pleasure to have you here in the Zoom room. Tell me, or tell our viewers a little bit about Simone Chin and your fabulous business, Atria Real Estate.
Thank you, Braith. It's always a great pleasure to be speaking with you. And hello to all your viewers. I am a great fan of BNI, so I can't wait to tell everyone about my thoughts and opinions on what I've been doing the last 10 years. I am the founder of Atria Real Estate, which is a residential sales agency. I'm an auctioneer and predominantly based in the Bayside suburbs of Melbourne, but independent, so listing and selling across the CBD.
Yes, and sell you do every time I'm on social media. It's sold by Simone Chin, sold by Simone Chin. So you're doing wonderfully well. I'm so proud to see that your new business is so successful. And why wouldn't it be? Because you're
Thank you. Yeah,
so,
well, we're not there because our vendors want us to be their friends. They want us to get it sold.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you've been doing it for a while. How long have you been a BNI member for? I think it's about.
I'm in my 10th year.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So
it becomes a part of life, really, doesn't it?
well, it does, it sort of just becomes what you do. And
can't imagine life without it.
Tell me, we've got some core values. What is your favorite core value in BNI? I know you live by a lot of these core values, but I suspect you've got a favorite one.
Look, I think that the core values are great and they align very well with dynamic business people. Anyone who's got their sights on being an excellent professional will be aligned with the BNI core values. And one of the greatest things I think that come out of BNI are building relationships. The idea that you can have a team around you that are referral partners, but colleagues and really, really close referral partners is amazing, also for their expertise that they lend and the value that they give your clients and yourself and your business.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, I was a member, 13, 14 years ago, and I'm still friends with people in that chapter who I still call up and go, hey, I need a bit of help with this. And, you just can't buy that sort of relationship, can you?
No, you can't. I mean, you meet top people in their fields through BNI, but the benefit is also that they're really nice people. They're just lovely people to be around. Yeah.
Yeah. But like attracts like, I think that's the way these things work. Tell me about a referral that you've received through BNI and how that came about.
I think, yes, the referrals are the cream, the icing on the cake, aren't they? I'm what would be regarded in the sort of the chapter categories as perhaps a big ticket item. It takes a little bit longer for that trust, that credibility to come through. So like probably I would say the majority of people who join BNI, it's like to make more money. I was a sort of a 2.5-year salesperson in residential real estate when I first met BNI and started going. And of course I was sitting there every week going, oh, I wonder if this is my week when I'm going to get a referral. And, the weeks and the months would go past and, probably the first 12 months, I got a lot of pleasure out of realizing I was a fantastic giver. And so that was very rewarding. It was just very nice to be contributing in that way. In the second year, a little bit more coming back. By the third year and then exponentially through to the 10th year, it starts to flow. And I think probably in the third year, the financial planner in my chapter gave me what would be maybe a little, not really a little referral, but she was a gorgeous woman. She had an apartment in Port Melbourne. It was a really great campaign. It was wonderful to get that introduction and to win the business just on the basis of her financial planner saying, use this agent, she'll be great. And we had a really great time through, and that was fantastic. So it was sort of like proving your mettle to this financial planner and his high net wealth clients. And then by the 5th year, he gave me a second referral, and it was a $5 million property. And it just to me demonstrates that what those who wait are rewarded, but it's not an instant gratification organization. It's like you pay your dues, and then when it comes, it's so satisfying that you have just become the person in that other professionals Rolodex, if I can use an old term.
Young people won't know what that means, right?
That is just the go-to person. And so that meant a lot to me, that it was like, you do the first referral and that goes well, and you just keep turning up for breakfast every week for years and years and years, and then those really fantastic people that you wouldn't otherwise meet become introduced to you and become your clients, and that's fantastic.
You know what's interesting about what you've just said there that I really like it? The culture today is very much about instant gratification, now. And I think that very few people have an understanding that good things take time. It's like a great recipe takes time to cook and, to come together, and all the bits come together. And then when you have an amazing meal that somebody's put some time into, that just doesn't happen like that. And I think too often people are looking for an instant gratification in their business and their life. And, it just doesn't work that way for.
Yeah, it becomes a philosophy bit, that meme about dance like no one's watching. It's like work, because the work brings you energy and brings you joy. And then when you do get those amazing referrals, or the business that just kind of falls on your lap, but you've paid your dues, you've worked for it, you've earned it. So it is actually earned work. Because you've done it through turning up, being credible, giving business to other people, helping other people, and connecting, your clients to them. It comes back, and I think it's a very good system for that.
Very insightful, Simone. I know that you are a massive giver. You love to help people. I know it really meets a need for you, and I've seen you giving referrals, and I've seen the joy it brings you. So would you like to share a particular referral that you've given somebody that's really changed their world or rocked their world or something? I know there's so many of them with you.
Yeah, there are. I think I've mentioned, you've seen me before mention it. I'm really proud of what I've given. So in my lifetime in BNI, I'm just under $2.5 million of giving in nearly 10 years. So that really that makes me really proud. I think there are certain trades that you meet, and you're so grateful that you've met them, because they're just set and forget. Every client I have, and actually it's so funny, I've just got another property that I need to sell for a client. I last did, I think, a property for them in Brighton 7 years ago. Now they're selling off a sort of an investment, and they sort of go, "Oh, who was your painter?" Because it's like your painter's done the Brighton home, and now it's like we need to get that in again. And it's sort of, you become known for having a team of people around you. So I think that's something that I love to do. But it's also great when you go in to appraise a property and you say to the potential vendors, look, I really think that the presentation is going to need to be upped a little bit for this demographic, or for the property that you're presenting. And then when you sort of, they look at you and going, "Oh my gosh, it's like $100,000 worth of work." But we did a couple of those in Brighton, period homes mostly, that sometimes people make the mistake of saying, "Oh, look, we'll just sell it as is. It's a great location." Yes, correct. It's a great piece of land. Yes, that's correct. But everything looks a bit tired, and you can spend that $100,000. One of these period homes that we did that too with BNI tradespeople actually achieved $1.5 million over reserve, which was something that we could never have predicted at all. But it was
$100,000 well spent.
Yeah, it was $100,000 well spent. So it does become very good advice, I think, when there's an agent who knows what they're doing and has the team to make it all come together so seamlessly.
And because people trust you, Simone, because you've done that work, they will jump and support your clients and give them the best possible work. And you never have to worry that they're going to let you or your client down, because you know that you've built that relationship with them, which is really amazing. So
that's a really good point, Brett. Sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, that is such peace of mind for a real estate agent. When you're putting yourself on the limb and saying, "Okay, I think you need to do this." I can say that, 100%, 120% confidently, because I've worked with all those tradespeople before, and I know that they're just going to be absolutely at the same level as I am. And you don't have to worry about, something's going to go wrong, it's going to reflect badly on me, or the vendors are going to get even more anxious. So yes, it's definitely worth a lot of peace of mind.
Wonderful. If you were a real estate agent today that had heard of BNI, or you are watching this video and you were thinking about joining BNI, and they probably got a little bit of hesitation about potentially joining, what would you say to that person?
I would think they were absolutely mad.
Tell us what you really think, Simone.
You know what? I was born in the 60s. If someone had drummed into my thick head about compound interest when I was 15 or 16, it's the same thing. You know what? BNI is for a real estate agent. It's compound interest. Join as soon as you can. Start making those relationships, start giving and learning about business and learning about other professionals and picking up tips about running your business or marketing yourself. Learn about the presentation, how to speak succinctly, how to listen, and how to come in with sort of really, really good advice. And start doing BNI now, because all those people that you're sitting next to every week who have already existing relationships with your potential clients, that's who you want to win over.
Because so many people in real estate, particularly at the moment when it's a bit hot, say, oh, I don't need BNI, but now is absolutely the time. I say to them, you've got to do the work now, because this wave will not continue forever, and you want to be in the hot seat when things, because even when the economy turns down and property prices go down, stuff's still selling, isn't it? Like, stuff still moves, and you want to be the person that they come to.
Yeah, people are always making changes, and they're upsizing and downsizing. Everyone's always on their journeys, regardless of what the market's doing. I think that, for a real estate agent, you are looking at maybe COVID being the disruptor, where I think in many businesses, but certainly in sales, beyond the obvious and the transactional, they're looking for someone with a relationship, someone who's got that trustworthiness within their own communities or within their own client bases. And you can only get that as a shortcut through people who already know these people and have an existing relationship with them and with you, and connecting you together.
Thank you. That's wonderful, Simone. Well, look, I really appreciate you spending some time and sharing your knowledge, and hopefully you've inspired some other real estate agents to come and visit a chapter. They can always come and visit your chapter, and you're very welcome.
They can always do a Zoom with me wherever they are in Melbourne or Australia. I'm happy to talk about my experiences in BNI and encourage everyone.
Thank you for everything that you do for the community, Simone, and
pleasure.
A pleasure and a joy to have you on today.
Thank you so much for having me.